Okay, well, can we just try it right at the beginning? If just hover and see if you can shoot at the same time.
Okay, so it's jump and hold.
You can't shoot?
No, I let go to shoot.
No. Keep it held and shoot.
Yeah, but that's awkward.
Okay.
Yeah, I can.
I mean, if you think that's awkward,
yeah, I know.
You should see some of the
I don't play platformers.
That's okay. Actually, there's this amazing. Did I ever show you the YouTube series? It's a guy called Rasputin, and basically he does a series called what gaming is like for non-gamers.
Okay.
And he has his wife who doesn't play games, play video games, and he like observes and sees like where she misunderstands things, like how she struggles with certain like interactions or coming up with solutions and stuff. And it's just a really fascinating little series, like for someone who's interested in like what like why some people can really struggle with games that, you know, either they're not gamers or they're people who don't play certain genres of game. They might misunderstand certain things, you know?
Sure.
So just from that perspective, it's quite fascinating. Like, she was playing Celeste. He had her start playing Celeste. Now, she only, from what I'm aware, she was only in the very first stage of Celeste, which is the comparatively easy part. And she couldn't do this jump. And, like, she kept doing it over and over, and she kept dying and dying over and over again. And then one time she accidentally did it. And he asked her, because it was very obvious to those who was familiar with platformers, he asked her, like, what did you do differently that time? And she was like, nothing! Like, I didn't do anything differently! But, like, she had actually done something differently.
What?
Which was, the whole time that she'd been, like, she had to get through this narrow gap of spikes, and she had to bounce off of, like, a trampoline through it. What she would do is she'd hop on the trampoline and then dash, and those are two separate actions. Whereas what she had to do was run, jump onto the...
I'm not even over there, actually, I was wondering.
You have to be, what's his name, Beck from Mighty Number 9,
okay.
because he can slide.
That makes sense.
Anyway, so what happened was she ran at the platform, jumped on it, her momentum carried her to the right, and then she dashed, which meant she covered a greater distance than she had when she was just jumping onto the trampoline, going straight up, and then dashing, you know? So,
I was going to leave him because he's awkward as hell.
So, but like that kind of momentum thing that she didn't really understand.
I do think this has been my best run.
Oh, definitely. You haven't died yet.
No. So I'm getting better.
You are getting better.
Yeah, okay.
And you see, like, this will be very important. Like, this game, I would say it's still hard by game standards. You know, like, if you ask your average gamer person...
It's because you don't play platformers.
Yeah. But, like, so don't take this the wrong way, but I'm just saying Mega Man is quite a bit harder than this.
Oh, I say so.
Which is why I wanted you to start with this, so that you could actually develop some skills with regards to these platformer games.
I think, oh wait, no, I did play one other platformer. I played Alice into Madness on Xbox, and I used to have the Xbox.
Oh, Alice into Madness.
Years ago, yeah.
Yeah, that was a 3D platformer. I played that recently, actually.
Yeah, I actually rebought it for Steam because I don't have my Xbox anymore. I haven't played it again. It's been a couple of years.
Okay, boss time.
Yeah.
So
I haven't died yet, so I call this an improvement.
So I don't know the way you want to attack it, but you've heard what I think is the best way to do it.
Yeah, I'll try. One down. Dodging these lasery things.
Are you jumping all the way when you do that?
I'm trying to jump. I'm also trying to avoid those lasers.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm trying to hit it. What's the best? I'm trying to find the best place to hit it from.
Because obviously the best...
Got it.
Okay, and jump.
Okay.
You did 5 there, which is good.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Ironically, these ones are like in the easiest spot.
I know. Okay. Wait, shit, I'm not facing it.
Oh my gosh! Okay, you did really well the first time, and the second time you completely messed it up. Also, you're still standing in the middle for the help thing.
I'm trying, okay, if I get rid of one... And I died.
It's okay. Yeah, as you said, you have a bunch of lives, so you can take a couple of times to practice this.
Okay. Actually, they spawn... Like, they might not always spawn first. Last time he spawned... He's first.
I was just thinking, imagine if this became our long-running series. Even
That
though it's
would
meant to
be-
be, like, short.
Yeah, I like platformers. Oh, and we have platformers. Okay.
Did you finish the Spyro one?
No, I didn't. I gave up on it a while because I game hopped too much.
Okay, so it was a game-hopping issue, not like
Yeah.
a challenge issue or...
Yeah, I just wanted to play something else.
Okay. That's fair enough. Did you ever play this older Spyro games, like the ones before the...
No, really. My sister had it on PlayStation 1. Was it PlayStation 1?
Yeah, it would have been PS1.
Yeah, my sister had PlayStation 1. I'm pretty sure she had Spyro and Rayman.
And Rayman, was it?
She had Rayman, yeah.
That's another platformer one. That's...
Yeah, my sister loved Rayman.
Was that the first Rayman?
I think it could have been the first.
It would have been 2D and like cartoony looking?
I'm pretty sure. I can't remember.
The second Rayman I played a lot of as a kid, which was 3D. That was a 3D
The
one.
thing is, I didn't really get into gaming until PlayStation 2.
Oh yeah, actually, do you want to tell people your story about... Or if you're comfortable with it.
What story?
Well, how you got into gaming.
Oh, yeah, Final Fantasy X-2 gaming fashion. As any 12-year-old would have got into gaming.
But it was because your friend didn't like it or something.
Oh no! So basically, I don't want to say anything because
Don't say the name, just
it's
like...
it's like basically the first fight in the game, which is like a tutorial fight. Well, not the first fight. The first fight where I'll say that you fight the villain, like this female villain and her two like sidekicks.
LeBlanc and...
LeBlanc, yes.
What were the other two? I can't remember.
Omi and I can't remember the other guy's name, but one was Omi. I'm pretty sure.
You're talking about when you go onto the ruins place.
Yes, and it's like the first place you fight them.
Your friend was struggling
She
with
was struggling and couldn't beat them. We were 12, so do not judge us.
that.
And she just bought the PlayStation 2 herself, and her cousin had Final Fantasy X, and she thought she bought 10, but she bought 10 too.
Actually, in the past, I've seen people accidentally buy 12 instead of 10 too.
That's really funny. But yeah, so she couldn't fight it, and she said the game's stupid, and she was giving up. And I really thought it was really pretty because they had like these cute dress spheres, and it was just so pretty to a 12-year-old child. And I asked, can I have a go? And I beat them right away, and then she got really annoyed. And because of that, I actually ended up, when I was 12, if anyone here is Christian, stuff like that, the confirmation is when you do it 12, isn't it? Yes. It's like kind of the Catholic thing.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Confirmation comes after communion, but...
Yes, it's 12, so that would be the one you do in your 12th and 6th class.
Mm.
And I don't know, you get money from family members for
You
doing
do, actually, yeah.
it. And I have a very big family. I have like 12 aunts and uncles, I think, if I add up
Holy
my entire
moly.
family. So I got a lot of money.
And you just went and got it
I got a PlayStation 2. I got the mini one. Okay, I died again. I got the mini one, so it was kind of more portable because and it made more sense for me. And I got Final Fantasy X-2 with it and the Sims Herbs because.
Oh, of course.
And then I actually did a weird thing. I started at Final Fantasy X-2 instead of 10.
That is a little unusual, but you know.
At 12, though, you don't think of that at 12 because I didn't think about the story. I was thinking that the characters were pretty and the dress spheres. And then because of that, I discovered I really liked story-based games such as RPGs and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, to be fair, like for instance, my first Resident Evil was Resident Evil 5. Like, and that was just because that was the only one available on PC.
Yeah.
So like, at the time at least. So it was like, yeah, I'll start with not Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Resident Evil 5.
Yeah.
And then like I kind of did it like basically whenever they came out, I kind of went to them.
Yeah.
Which meant I played them in like a weird order.
Like I know I went back and I played I got 10 then and I played it like later. I just started at 10-2. So I know a lot of people, I remember loads of people were like, oh, but 10-2 is not that great. And it's like gaming fashion. And I was like, but to 12-year-olds, that was amazing.
Also, it's like, yeah, there's a lot of people who are very, they have a lot of bad things about 10-2. And
I personally love 10-2 to this day still.
Yeah, like I'm saying, it's not that, I don't think it's necessarily bad. I just think, is it as good as 10?
I personally, it's my favorite.
You like it more than 10?
I do. I think.
Okay, I thought in the past you said.
Looking back though, I think it just means a lot to me.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
And I think that might be the reason.
Nostalgia reasons.
Nostalgia reasons. Like, if I wanted to replay 10 or 10-2, I would probably be like 10-2.
Fair enough. That is fair enough. But, like, yeah.
But I guess realistically, no, 10 is the better game.
But let's also compare. Like, there's plenty of Final Fantasy games that are worse than 10-2, I'd say.
Like, I used to not like 12, but when I replayed 12 when they did Zodiac, I didn't hate it as much as I remembered.
Well, first off, I think the Zodiac Age is a legitimately better version of 12.
Yeah, that could be it too.
Now, I had a few problems with 12. I don't hate 12. It'd probably be my second least favorite Final Fantasy. And mainly just because the characters, I think, aren't particularly interesting.
They're not. No, I would still say that. Character-wise, they're very boring characters in 12.
But there is something quite interesting about, like, coding your characters. Like, heal when I have less than 25% health, or something like that. And just being able to then let them do what they want. Like, that is quite a nice little feature. But yeah, 12, not exactly the best one.
Yeah.
I'm not, like, my least favorite is 3, and this isn't American version 3, because I don't know if you know what I mean by that.
I jumped on there, God, what?
So, did you know that when Final Fantasy first came out in America, they released the first one, which makes sense, but then they skipped 2 and 3. So when they released Final Fantasy 4 in America, they called it Final Fantasy 2. And then they didn't release Final Fantasy 5, but they did release Final Fantasy 6. They called that Final Fantasy 3.
Okay, that's weird.
I'm talking actual Final Fantasy 3. 6 is a good game, I will say that. Final Fantasy 6 is a very good game.
I think if you stand here, they actually spawn on the other side. So I wouldn't have had to...
Yeah, but the risk there is when her health thing comes down.
True.
I think if you jump as the H gets to you, it'll go past you.
True. Oh god. I mean, how many levels are this game?
Not that many. A big complaint about this game for anyone who's getting it by itself is that it's very short. Like, the first guy, the guy who I learned about this from, he was ranking all of the Inti Create games. He was saying a big problem with this game was that he completed it in half an hour. And also, even getting all of the achievements and stuff only took him an hour and a half.
Okay. I'm just really struggling.
And then, but to be fair, like, okay. Sonic may be a little easier of a way to start with platforming, but...
I can't even really play Sonic. Like,
Super Meat Boy, I think, is it fair to... Yeah, Super Meat Boy has to be harder than this.
Oh, I think Super was supposed to be, like, insanely hard.
Like, I guess it depends on how far you go with Super Meat Boy. Sorry for the crack. Basically, Super Meat Boy, if to do the main story, there's quite a bit of challenge there, certainly. But there's also a lot of optional content that's much harder.
Okay.
And that's really where, like, a ton of the challenge is. Like, I'm not saying it's easy as a game, and the main game. I just mean that the main game isn't anywhere near as infuriating as people might have, like, had you believe.
Oh, okay. I thought that wouldn't mean to hit me.
Now, what you have to do is you have to jump as it reaches you, I think. So, like, for instance, the exclamation mark when it gets close, jump, and, do you see?
Okay, and they're in the most easy places.
There.
It's just...
I also worried, you have a predisposition, I'd say, to holding the jump button, don't you?
I think I do without thinking.
And that causes her to float, which might throw you off.
Fuck yeah, and I keep aiming in the wrong direction.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At least you can dodge that attack. Oh, and then you ran into him.
I didn't mean to run into him.
You see, if you really struggle with this, I'd be curious to see, have you try one of the other characters?
Maybe. I can go back. If you go Warp, I'm guessing that will bring you back?
Actually, Warp is to the actual hard levels of this game.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Like, the main story of this game is quite easy. So so people who are like, oh, the main game is too easy, Warp is where you go to do the actual, like, tough levels.
Thank you for telling me that.
Yeah, because the other thing is, I think you're half afraid to go your full height of jump because you're afraid you'll start floating, right?
I think so. And I died anyway.
So,
okay, one more try.
Yeah, give one more shot, and then I might actually recommend trying another character.
Okay.
Just give it another character shot and see if it helps at all. You also have a different opening stage, which might also help.
Oh, yeah, I'm assuming they're not all saving. Oh, Becca.
Like, you'll do all of the stages regardless, but like, for instance, this might be the second or third one for another character. You know? Okay. I'm trying to remember what his gimmick is, but it's something very helpful, I know. Whereas I actually thought
I want to be the cute angel.
Yeah, but like, while her one is very interesting of getting robots to fall in love with you and stuff, it isn't that helpful for bosses, which is where I think the lion's share of the problem, of like, the difficulty of this game comes from. Like, the levels themselves are actually not that bad, are they? But like, you got that one unlocked now.
Fuck.
That's fair enough.
Okay, game over. Ah,
Okay.
my finger hurts. Okay, so how do I change characters?
If you press circle, yeah, and then go down to no data, and let's try using Gunvolt. I think Gunvolt.
Okay.
Now it's the same opening.
I'll just skip all this very fast. I kind of memorized her first stage now. Damn it.
So his first
Train.
stage is the train.
But I'm guessing it comes to a point where he goes to the school?
He does go to school eventually, yes. Now, what's his gimmick again? Oh, yeah. So, first off, tap A twice. Hold A and then hit it again at the peak. He has double jump. You see?
Oh, yeah.
And secondly, you like this. Hold the X button, and just...
Yeah.
When you hold it, like, point it up and down, like, move the directional... Oh, well, first off... See, you can use that to direct where you want to have it hit.
Wait, so you hold it and... Oh, that's handy.
I think between that and his double jump, it makes him a very, like, powerful character. Know what I mean?
It's quite powerful.
So maybe you have an easier time... Now, I get the reason why...
I wanted to be the cute angel.
But not just that, but also why she's designed like that. Like, his double jump is her float. Like,
Yeah.
that's her movement ability. And floating is a really cool ability. But it's also quite advanced compared to, double jumping. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What you could do, actually, you could just stand under him and hold the attack button. And, like, if you stand on the edge over here...
Let's jump.
Like, you won't hit him from there, you see?
No.
So if you get to the edge here, and then do it. Do you see?
Yeah.
And also, theoretically, her ability to make monsters or enemies fight on her side is huge. Like, that's a huge ability. But, again, it's not the best ability for someone who's learning, like, platformers. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I like this ability the most.
Now, at that distance, that's a good example, actually. I think if that was their intention, it's a very good,
I got life instead of candy. I made the right move there.
Mm-hmm. If that was their intention, actually, then they're doing a very good job of teaching you, which is that, you can do that attack, but it won't, if the enemy's far away, you won't be able to hit it. You should just do normal attacks when an enemy's far away. Now, you could go back and get that life if you wanted. So if you, there, and then you can use the double jump. See, and now you got an extra life.
How come only he gets extra lives?
What do you mean only he? She had one too.
She?
Yeah, remember the G you tried a couple of times and you failed with...
Oh, yeah. He can't get those, obviously, because I have to be able to...
Yeah, that would be Beck. Beck would get that. So this one just shoot at a distance. You won't be able to hit him from there. okay, you can do it that way.
I like
Now,
this attack.
Don't get close to him, because he's a flamethrower, you see. So you should be, like, just mashing... You should just, like, tap the X button at enemies at long distance, you know? Like that. I'd probably recommend just hopping through the hole.
Oh, okay. I like it. Wait, what?
Remember, it's called train.
Oh,
Remember?
yeah.
So we're on the train tracks now.
Oh.
There we go. That was a good bit of health back. So yeah, like, I know you wanted to play as the cute angel,
I did.
but don't you think this guy's easier?
He is much easier.
Like, hers is a really good advanced one. Like, if you beat the game with this, you could then go back and try playing with her, you know? But for someone who's just learning... Yeah, you should be able to get... Yeah, there you go.
Ice cream.
And the thing that's really useful about that as well is you can hit enemies out of, like when they're not in your... Like, you could have stood under him, for instance, and hit him with that special ability.
Actually, yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. This is kind of cheating.
Well, you say cheating. It's, like... This is really powerful right now. Like, when you use... If you try to use that against bosses, it's usually not going to work well.
Why?
Well, let's see.
Oh, fuck, I faced the wrong way. Oh, because of that?
Yeah, and also just because they move around a lot. So, one thing you need to do is to jump to avoid his attacks.
Yeah, I'm trying to hit him too.
Yeah, but at this rate...
Yeah, but at least I will just go back right here.
Yeah, that is true.
And I slept through more twice, so I'm good.
I think you have more than that, right? Because you also have 0.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, 4 tries. Oh, I thought he was coming closer to me, so I was running that way. I can just hit him more.
See, you're gonna struggle if you don't try to, like...
I will get eventually. What the fuck is that movement? And I'm done. Did not know he did that.
Mm. Well, he hadn't gotten that far before.
No.
Now, he's not too bad in terms of dodging. Like, actually, that's really easy to dodge, that first one. Just don't get hit by him, actually.
Yeah, I made a mistake. I thought he was going to jump further than
Now,
he did.
obviously, that other attack he just did...
I did it again. I thought he was going to jump further than he did, so I was like...
That other attack he does is much more complicated to do. But it's... There are enough blind spots that, like, if you have to, you can actually...
Okay.
It's okay. You just... What you gotta do in this situation, you gotta learn the moveset.
I know. Oh.
So, in terms of the moves he has available to him, they're actually quite limited. Like, you know, for instance, if you're standing at a distance, that he's gonna do this. Like, the only thing that's danger at the distance besides those is if he does that dash thing, which he'll do now, I believe. Oh, no. I guess it must have been the one after this. I must have miscounted. Yep. It was this one, you see? And then this is quite easy to dodge. You just, like, go in between the bullets.
Yeah. No. Okay, one more try. Mighty Gunvolt. Why did I agree to play this?
Well, I wanted to try to... Like, if you struggle with this game, you're really going to struggle with Mega Man, you see.
That is very true. And the whole point of this channel is I have to complete them, isn't it?
Well, ideally, yeah. Anything we start, we should try to finish.
Unless it takes, like, a billion episodes.
Yeah, well, in that situation, like, I'd have to probably do, like, a crash course training thing with you off camera.
Yeah, okay.
Hang on. Just dodge these attacks. You're doing decently well. My god, he had 1 pip of health left.